Hello, this is Joanie Courtney, and welcome to an update on the June jobs report, which was just released the first week of July. Today, I am going to be giving you some highlights on the labor market and an update on numbers for each of the sectors, which showed some great growth for the month of June. So let's go ahead and start with the highlights. It was great to see that 4.8 million jobs were actually added back into the economy for the month of June. Unfortunately, we still have over 17, almost 18 million job seekers that are looking for work, mainly due to the impact of the coronavirus and the shutdown that we saw across the United States economy. In addition, we did see improvement in the unemployment rate. That did decrease 2.2%, so we now are at 11.1% in unemployment. The average work week is 34.5 hours. Labor participation did tick up slightly to 61.5%. And we did see that average hourly earnings did decline slightly, but they have been running up on a year-over-year basis, and we continue to see some movement in the lower wage workers getting increases in their salaries. Now we're going to take a look at where specifically we saw the gains and what sectors actually added the most. It was great to see that construction came back very strong, added 158,000 jobs, and manufacturing added 356,000 jobs. So the goods producing sector was very strong for the month of June. And then in the service producing sector, the largest job gains were in leisure and hospitality. As we all know, this sector was really hit the hardest through COVID. The layoffs started in February and March, and it's great to see that the jobs are returning in this sector. Healthcare and social assistance was also very strong, almost 500,000 jobs created. Professional and business service jobs came back over 300,000. And what was a great surprise is that we're seeing retail jobs come back very strong. We had over 700,000 jobs created in the retail sector. In addition, the temporary employment sector also did extremely well and saw a nice increase of jobs, which is a great sign that the economy is moving in the right direction. As companies bring back their permanent staff, they're also adding temporary workers to their payroll. Now we're going to look at the unemployment rates. And what we're seeing is, obviously, we did shoot up to some extremely high unemployment, but that number is starting to decline. The leisure and hospitality sector still has over 14% unemployment, construction over 10%, and manufacturing at 9%. Now, these numbers prior to COVID were really down at about 3 to 4%. And we're going to expect to see those numbers continue to decline over the next few months. Transportation and utilities is at 12.9%. Retail trade, again, is one of the sectors that was hit the hardest as we saw stores really shut down across America. So retail is still at 11%. Financial activities is pretty low, and it was below the average, again, before COVID, pre-COVID. But we see many people in this sector continue to work virtually, so they were not as impacted as many of the other sectors across the board. So I wanted to spend a few minutes and just really talk about some insights of what we're seeing and what all of this means really from an employment basis. You know, if you stop and think about the amount of jobs that were lost, it really can be overwhelming. From February to April, there was nearly 22 million jobs that were lost. But over the past 2 months, 7.5 million of those jobs have returned to the economy. So that was a really great sign, but we still have a lot of work to do. It's only 33.8% of the jobs that have come back. So we still have a ways to go. However, May and June marked the 2 largest monthly job gains in the history of our country. So it is great to see that strong rebound come back. And really every major sector enjoyed job gains, with, of course, the leisure and hospitality really surging and coming back strong with over 2 million jobs in the month of June. So we continue to expect, that we'll have continued job growth, through July and August as the states continue to reopen and businesses come back. Many of the states have moved into that phase 3. And though there are spiking cases of COVID across the country, we do not see that businesses or the economy is shutting down. They're just taking extra precautions, and they're very focused on the health and safety of their employees. So the big question mark still today is whether the additional $600 of unemployment insurance is going to continue. There's a lot of talk that Congress will not renew that benefit to many workers, but maybe there will be some other stimulus offered to people that are on unemployment. So we are watching that closely. We do know at EmployBridge that this is impacting many of our customers. We see businesses struggling to get people back to work because they are incentivized to earn more money on unemployment. So that is a bit of a challenge. But we are hopeful that Congress will come up with a solution and that we can get people back to work. So thank you for tuning in today and listening to the Jobs with Joanie broadcast. I will be back next month to give you an update on the July report. Thank you so much.